Paul Alhaji of SPM Professionals is still here in the studio with us. But first, let's touch with the United Kingdom. The UK's jobless claims change data is expected at 11:30 today. But let's check in first with what's going on with those spending plans as the elections and Brexit discussions get to know. Everyone is making talks at both ends of the street. Juliana Olayinka, my colleague from our London studios, is live to us. Juliana, good morning. Let's start this conversation around the spending plans within this election campaign and what of that. How much is involved here? Who is spending it? Where is it being spent? And all of that. Who's making what promises?
Well, the key word here is speculation, because that's all it is, pure speculation. The Conservative Research Department, they've been conducting some what they consider to be thorough analysis on the opposition Labour Party's spending policies. They've pledged to spend money on renationalising the energy, the water, rail. They also want a 4-day week, which will be popular here in the UK, and various other things. And this data has shown that if indeed they do all of those things that they've promised to do so, then they'll be spending £1.2 trillion over the next 5 years, which is the equivalent of an extra £650 million a day each day that they're in office. Now, the Conservative Party, they want to show themselves up as being the rational party. So, of course, they've gone all out to thrash this, saying that that means people will be paying higher tax, etc., etc. So Sajid Javid has been on some various interviews just trashing these claims. But the Labour Party have hit back, saying that it's bad math, it's fake news, and rather than talking about their policies, it will be good to see some of the Conservatives' policies in detail.
So, in terms of the outlook for the jobless claim that is coming out today, or this should be about on your street anytime soon, do you have any details about this?
Unfortunately, I haven't. We know that, the amount of people that have been in work has been on the increase, actually. We had the data last month and it showed that more and more people are working, and the wages are actually rising in the UK. So it will be good to see just how we've coped in September. We know that in September, the GDP did contract. It was July that really pulled up the figures yesterday. So it'll be interesting to see just, after the summer sales, after the tourists have gone, whether or not those people that have been on 0-hour contracts will have been able to maintain their jobs.
Okay, so the UK stocks are off to a positive start early today. You have any idea what the numbers, who's making these early gains for the FTSE?
Yeah, the FTSE opened pretty well today, considering it had a dismal day yesterday. It seems to have taken its sentiment from the US. The US closed very good. Donald Trump, he'll be speaking later today. So really, especially at intraday, all eyes and ears will be on what he says about this back and forth tariff war with China. Also as well, good profits reporting from ITV, that production company in the UK. Their shares were up about 1.5%. And also Experian, the analytics and data firm, they had really good sales results yesterday. So their shares were up by about 2%. They're the leaders on the FTSE this morning.
All right, Juliana, thank you so much out of our London studios. Juliana Olayinka, my colleague there. Thank you so much. Okay, let's continue the Nigerian conversation around here with Paul Alhaji very quickly. You heard about the trade war and the trade talk. So it's a brand new world, as it were.
It is.
What do you consider, therefore, or what do you think should be the building blocks of this new economic agenda for Nigeria 2040?
I think the building block should be things that Nigeria would like to see, how we want to solve problem for 500 million people. Because in 20 years, the population will go beyond 200 million people. We should be having expected between 400 to 500 million people. Which road are they going to use? Mark you, Lagos population might have doubled or more. Are we still going to have similar infrastructure? Or we're going to build, say we're going to imbibe maybe metro, bringing metro to Lagos, rail connection, light rails, not traditional rail. How do we build more in terms of what federal government is doing right now? Abuja, Kaduna, Lagos, Ibadan, and connect the entire country.
We started running from independence around agriculture. Then we came into oil.
Yes.
So I'm looking at what the building blocks should be for the new economic agenda. On what should it be premised?
Well, for me, I would say oil is a miracle. of course, we're taking the miracle for granted. It's not going to be with us forever. That is why it's a miracle in the first instance. So it's not going to be with us. Do we want to go back to agriculture or we want to do something else? I give you this. Most countries have seen that have developed. Even UAE, that many of us believe there is oil money that give them what they have. Of course not. Is not very correct. What I've seen is economy have developed from primary to secondary. And I'm yet to see a country that have developed based on primary. So if this plan will work, it also depends on the foundation. Is it going to be primary, or is it going to be primary driven or secondary driven? And what does primary mean? Crude oil is primary because it involves nature most of the time. Agriculture also involves nature most of the time. But when we take agriculture to processing, when you take crude oil to refinery, building private refinery, and I want to do away with some of government refinery because turnaround time seems never to be able to turn over and over again. Spending in 2-3 turnaround is enough to build half of a refinery. What is the point doing that? If we will, as a country, say we want our economy to be secondary driven, which is manufacturing. You see, man, one of the richest in the country or the most influential people will be coming from Manufacturing Association of Nigeria. Then you know we are getting that because that's where the jobs are. We're talking about job losses in UK. What is happening to job in Nigeria? National Bureau of Statistics have been reporting higher rate of unemployment in some months. So for me, I'll be looking at ICT, I'll be looking at manufacturing, I'll be looking at what secondary sector will be looking at. You know why? The new generation will be having, or we have had from 2000, people call the millennial. What they've seen is their generation will see more of ICT. So we cannot be doing things traditionally and expect people we want to write plan for. Because
so for Agenda 2040, we shouldn't be offering them crude oil?
No, we should not. We should not. In fact, what I've encouraged and I've discussed with several persons in government should be every last kobo, to the last kobo generated from oil should go into infrastructure. Last kobo. We should not say we are mixing it to national. No, let the old money go to infrastructure and perhaps agriculture, maybe education, but majorly into infrastructure. We need to now find money that will share in National Assembly.
Do you think that would lift this Agenda 2040?
It will be a major success.
So what President Buhari is currently doing perhaps is a turn in that direction, is it?
I think so. I think so, because gradually you are looking at the challenge is that we still live largely on debt currently. But you see, if we focus on that, our debt requirement will be lower. You know why? Government will not see it fashionable to go and borrow money to spend on recurrent expenditure. We now need to task ourselves.
So we can borrow today and live better tomorrow?
I think so.
Paul,
I think so.
Thank you. It's the first business day, and we apologize for the vehicular snarl that got it here late. Paul Alaje, senior economist at SPM Professionals. Let's spend a second to get a sense of how we're starting our fixed income marketplace this Tuesday, which is technically the Monday on the Nigerian market. Let's ask Ladi Bello, who is of Access Bank from FMDQ Exchange Place, what are his thoughts taking off the debt markets space for the week.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. So, tee off the fixed income straight for us this week.
Okay, so this week we're expecting the DMO to roll over their maturities of about 125 billion naira. We expect the auction due to be conducted tomorrow to be oversubscribed significantly due to the restriction of local corporates and individuals from buying OMO bills. So we expect the demand to filter into the primary market auction tomorrow. But this will be skewed towards the long-term maturity, which is where we're seeing a lot more of the activity within the NTB space. The last auction cleared at about 11.5% on the one-year bill. We expect a significant decline given the increased demand from the previous week and also the sustained supply of all the bills, both the 91, 182 and 364-day maturities. We have OMO maturity this week of about 405 billion. We expect there to be an OMO maturity to be conducted on or before Thursday to mop up this excess liquidity from the system. We expect the OMO auction to be a little bit more subscribed than it has been, since there's a bit more clarity around the discussion of OMO and NTB bills being traded in the market. CBN released a publication or a circular late last week, essentially giving all investors of OMO bills some level of comfort as they will be able to buy these bills from the market participants at relatively attractive levels. So
okay.
what level this is? Go on, Boss.
Ladi, thank you so much. I have to respectfully call that there. We ran out of time. Thank you so much. We hope to see you before the end of the Business and Trading Week. Thank you so much, Ladi Bello of Access Bank from FMDQ Exchange Place. Thank you, everyone, for watching. We appreciate your time, and we'll see you next time. Have a great day.